Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. So listen, I want to do this quick video. Malcolm is what he wanted. A quick story time before I hop into it. So check this out. Um, this man, a different person, of course, non-celebrity. This man passed away. He had a living girlfriend. He and Becky lived together, and when he died, he left his ex-wife everything. Do you hear me? He left his ex-wife everything. Property, money. He left her tangibles. Now, he and his ex-wife, they did have children together. The kids, from what I saw, they look to be like in their early 20s, 21, 23. So they're early 20s. And in doing so, it occurred to me, so he had a living girlfriend. But yet, when he passed away, he left his entire estate in the hands of his ex-wife. Why did he do that? Because that's what he wanted to do. This man presented himself to be a family man. Oh, he did. Present himself to be a family man. It's all about family. And I thought about it. Faults and all, we all have our faults. In the end, he was a family man. And he proved that through what? The actions, what he did in his life and then after his life. He's also doing what? He's sending a message to his children, in particular to his sons. And what is that message? That what you do is take care of your family. Well, they got a divorce. What you do is take care of your family. What you do is honor the mother of your children. And for that, I must respect him for that. I said, think about it. I said, he left the estate to his ex-wife. It's sending a message. It's sending a message to his children. And I say it's sending a message in particular to his son. That what? This is what men do. They protect and provide. Not only while you live, but also in death. Wow. And he clearly did that. Clearly he's done that. Why did he do that? That's what that man wanted to do. This right here, Malcolm on the screen. Why did Malcolm do that? It's not hard to figure out, because that's not what Malcolm wanted to do. Now, maybe he thought, hey, the house is in his name, or maybe in the name of the trust. At least they can stay there. You see, you need to understand, there are some men you can marry into a family all you want. But newsflash, you will always, always, always end up being the outsider. You're never going to be really fully in, because they already have the dynamics of that family set up. And I think that of his mother. I think in this situation here, this is a mother and son duo. They have a bond that you cannot break. You can be married to him. You're going to always be woman number two. Never going to be number one. Him and his mom, I think, are tied intertwined like glue. So yeah, there are some marriages like that. You can marry into the family. You're gonna have to always take a back seat to mama. It is what it is. So I thought about that. I was like, so if a man who didn't have the money and the means that Malcolm Jamal Warner did, I said, and this is, don't forget, not a wife, you guys, his ex-wife. I kid you not, his ex-wife got it all. Not the live-in girlfriend. Becky the blonde didn't have more fun this time. She was out. Now, I thought she might have deserved something, but hey, it's none of my business. But just the fact that they were, living together. But yeah. And I said, that man, you think about it. He presented himself, the one that died. And not that I'm saying that Malcolm presented himself as a family man. Okay. But this man that I'm referring to, the one that died, he presented himself as a man that was all about family. And he proved that even with his death. It sends a message to his children, and like I said, to his sons. Mom and I divorced, still had kids by her. See, actions speak louder than words. Oh, Actions speak louder than words. Can I always go by what somebody's telling you? We want to go by the actions. Why did he do that? That man knew what he was doing. He wasn't facing a mental problem. Last I saw him, he was not facing a mental problem at all. It wasn't like his brain he became incapacitated. No, he did what he wanted to do. So him giving a presentation that he's all about family, clearly he was. Why? He's already shown that. It's no doubt. Yep, he's that guy. He's about family. Some men who may not be necessarily all about family, you'll see in how they leave you protected. This was disappointing. I just knew Malcolm Jamal Warner. Oh, I already knew. I just knew Malcolm Jamal Warner. Oh yeah, she's gonna be fine because I just saw him as a guy that would handle business. My opinion of him was rather outstanding. But see, I'm watching. I don't know him personally. I know what I see on TV. And sometimes we're associating a role that they're playing with, oh, that's who he is. No, this is Malcolm Jamal Warner. Malcolm Jamal Warner is not Theo Huxtable or the doctor he played on The Resident or the parole officer he played on Sneaky Pete. Man, I really, really like that show. You understand? So people doing what they want to do. It also shows you, it may seem painful, valuation. What's a company's valuation? Stock valuation. Let's talk about human valuation. It also shows you that. Whether they're really, really checking for the person or maybe not. Maybe there was trouble in paradise that we don't know of, but I bet you the mom would know. Like I said, him and the mom, I think that's a relationship no matter what, being married to it. As a wife, you would never be number one. You're going to always take a back seat to mama. That's just my opinion. That's what it's giving to me. Marriage could have been all right. Maybe he saw something. I saw a comment about that life insurance policy, which I thought was really kind of strange. How the heck someone said that there was a life insurance policy and that she would be, I think they said the comment, she would be the beneficiary of his, but when it came to her having a life insurance policy, when it came to her having one, it would be a beneficiary of her choosing? What now? How does that make sense? So you want a life insurance policy where you're of $1 million policy where you are the beneficiary for Malcolm Jamal in the event of his death. But when it comes to her having one, it'll be a beneficiary of her choosing. Why couldn't it be Malcolm? That right there might be a reason to pump the brakes. That right there, if that is true, might be the reason why he didn't get one. Because it's like, hey, this is one-sided. Sounds a little unconscionable to me. It's one-sided. What you mean? If there's a policy on her, excuse me, it would be a beneficiary of her choosing. Where do they do that? So there could have been trouble in paradise. There may have been signs of him to say, hey, you know what? Not too into this. And most men, in my opinion, that are really, really family oriented, that really want a family, they don't wait to 51 to have one. That's just my opinion. They don't wait to 51 to have one. A lot of men that want families, they'll get married earlier because they want to have kids they can grow up with and do things and have fun. That's what a lot of them will do. $51. A little late in the game, buddy, but hey, that's just me, my opinion. But yeah, I thought about that. I said, a man passed away and left everything to the ex-wife. That lets me know how much he valued her. The marriage ending it all still lets me know there was some kind of connection. There was a valuation in place at some time. A valuation was placed on her as an individual, on her as his ex-wife, on her as a mother of his children, and that's why he did what he did. That's why, and the kids benefited from it as well, from the estate. They received money from it. Last I saw, they're still benefiting from it. No lawsuit needed to be filed, no friction. What I've seen of the kids, respectful and kind. So that, by that man doing that to an ex-wife, giving that the ex-wife, that's the valuation he placed on his family. Even though the marriage didn't work out. Some of the marriage didn't work out, man, they fighting and scrapping like cats and dogs. Hating to the end. But this, I said, wow, that speaks volumes. And also, so importantly, it's sending a message to the kids. It is. It is sending a message to the kids. It's also sending a message to his sons. Hold the women. Maybe it doesn't work out, but the mother of your children, ex-wife, whatever the situation is, you hold them in high esteem. You want to be a provider. And if he did that in death, now I'm quite sure that she got the house. So I'm sure he provided for him then. Seem industrious. From what I've seen, oh yeah, industrious. Not just chilling. So why did he do that? People doing what they want to do. Why did he do that? Because that's what he wanted to. This on the screen, this mayhem going on here. Why wasn't there a different, another trust set up for her? Why could the child be added into the trust? At least the child. I think you're gonna have to overcome mama. And it does make me wonder if since you may have seen early on that this here, you're gonna have to maybe seek the approval of mother. The fact they got married when their child was 6 years old doesn't tell me he really maybe wanted to get married. At least not that fast. 6 years old, that's a whole lot of time. First year marriage, given the time out of the relationship reportedly, then you already got the 7-year itch at the first year marriage. Why? Because the child is 6 years old. First year marriage, now the child is 7 years old. You already got the 7-year itch. 4 years of marriage should be all blissful and happy and want to be taken care of. You think? And maybe it was for, I don't know, maybe it's for the image. To marry the mother of your child could be a lot of reasons. But I thought about that. I was like, wow. This man presented himself, the one, not Sim Jamal Water, but the man that died that I'm speaking of, that I knew, he presented himself as a family man. All about that family. And fast forward post his death, look what's happening. He was about his family. He proved that not by running his mouth and talking. He proved that by his actions. He proved that by his actions. Ex-wife over the entire state, living girlfriend, bye, nothing, zero, dust. Why did he do that? That's what he wanted to do. And it shows you how that man valued his family. Even in death, he made sure they had provision. So maybe why do some men not do that to the extent to which they should? And leaving a house in a trust your wife can live in, that is no protection, honey. Because your name is not on that deed. That's no protection. It's really not. Oh no. You get to stay there, and that staying there could end any day. It could. The house in Los Angeles already been sold. If they sell, if the trust or the mom sells the one in Georgia, Malcolm Jamal's mother, if Miss Pamela sells that home, where are they going to go? Where is the provision? So yeah, understand the valuation. That tells me the valuation that he placed on the wife and even the child. Yeah, I'm very shocked and disappointed. That tells me the valuation that he placed. I don't care what the pictures say. People talking, oh, and this is the love you can find. I don't want that kind of love that's gonna leave me hanging. The kind of love that you can find. Yeah. Oh, it exists. Yeah, we know. The kind that leaves you unprovided for. I'll go ahead and just take my chances on door number one, single. So yeah, let me know what you all think about this. I thought about that. I thought, wow, that is interesting. That is very, very interesting. This a man everything to the ex-wife. Why? He said it was about family, and he proved that. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out. And keep one more thing, ladies, and keep in mind when men don't want. If you ask a man about putting these things in place, especially if you are married and have children, or just let alone married, if you ask a man about putting these things in place, and he seems to present any kind of resistance, that lets you know, that tells you all you need to know right there. If he's presenting any kind of resistance, that's all you need to know right there. He doesn't want those things in place. He doesn't want you to have those things. So when you ask him and he gets attitude, he gets all agitated, the lack of the answer is the answer. Women, he keeps on putting it off. A real man gonna go ahead and handle up. He'll bring it to you if that's what he wants to do. So yeah, something to think about. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share them out.